Hey there YouTube, Vagabond Mel here, and so there was a huge rainstorm yesterday, Sunday, August 18th, and we got over 10 inches of rain. It just pouring down nonstop, and this is the next day, the aftermath. Just taking a little ride to see the damage. Now, I lived in this town for my whole life, 44 years, and I've never seen rain come down like that before. I just stopped at work real quick to see the damage, because where I work, there's a huge leak in the ceiling, like 2 big leaks, so every time it rains, the place gets flooded. And it's actually not bad, which is surprising. Like, it's definitely wet, it's damp, there's a carpet there that soaks everything up, but it didn't stretch as far as I thought it would. So I'm relieved. Time for Starbucks. There we go. Off park. There I am. I totally walked in there with a helmet on. Why do I always forget what I did with the key? So today I am going to the vape store because I am almost all out of juice. And we're gonna check out the back roads. My friend who lives off of the back roads, she said there was a river in her backyard. Everybody's going to Mickey D's. Mickey D's. Yep. You can come out. I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. So I might also stop at my dad's house to install my new handlebar riser. It goes right here. I don't have this tool, so I think my dad has all the tools. So there was a big tree branch that fell in his yard a couple weeks ago, and it could only be disposed of if you have a chainsaw and pick it apart piece by piece. And I was so worried. I wanted my brother to come home and do it, but he doesn't live in the state. But my dad ended up doing it all by himself with the chainsaw. I've never worked a chainsaw in my life, and I know that he would not want me anywhere near a chainsaw. So I mean, what can I do, you know? He's my dad. Now you say I'm going 27? Yep, going 27. I just want to go really fast, but I don't want to ride on the highway. There's Groot. Hi Groot. Wooden Groot. Guys, I just want to tell you, I know in my last video I was talking about how I got a DUI. Now, I want to say that my DUI, when I got it, it was very unfair and unjust, and I think I was entrapped. And I mean, if you were there, you would totally understand, because they entrapped me. So it went down like this. I was 25 years old. It was the day before Halloween. And this is around the time of my life when I started slowing down with drinking. I just didn't care for it anymore. I wanted to not feel like crap every day. So I had a couple of my friends, they were like, "Melanie, come on out. We're gonna go out to dinner and then go to Callahan's." So I said, no thanks. I really don't feel like going out today. I'm exhausted. And they begged. I mean, I don't know. Back then, my friends, they used to beg me to go out with them, and even though I was tired, it didn't really matter. They just wanted me to hang out with them. So anyway, we ended up going out to dinner to Damon's in Cheshire, and I had a salad because I wasn't even really hungry. I just wanted a salad and call it a day. But then we ended up going to Callahan's after dinner, and I was like, okay guys, I'm just gonna have one drink, that's it. So I had one drink. I played one game of pool with my friend who happened to be going to the police academy, or he could have been a policeman at that time. I had a beer with him. We played pool together, and I was like, I have to go. I'm so tired. I drank one beer, okay, and then I was leaving Callahan's, and I got pulled over by the cops because my registration sticker was expired. Now, this is back in the day when we used stickers for our registration, and my registration was current, and I just got that letter in the mail that day to put on the new sticker, which I just didn't do. I didn't get around to it. I was so tired. So anyway, the cop pulled me over for my registration, which is a load of crock, because he was there waiting for people to come out of Callahan's. He was entrapping people. So he pulls me over for my registration, and he did this eye exam on me, and according to him, my eye was twitching, which, it may have been because I was exhausted. So I had to take one of those road tests, the sober tests. What are they called? A sobriety test. And of course I didn't fail it. It was easy to me. But then he ended up arresting me and taking me down to the station. Now that's nuts, right? It doesn't make sense. And on his reason for that is because it's because because my eye was twitching. So we get to the station, and I'm just so tired. They are very sober, and I was broke. I had no money. And let me just pay attention for a second. Okay, so anyway, I'm at the police station, and they wait like so long, maybe an hour, 40 minutes or an hour, I don't know, but they wait to give me a breathalyzer test, and I don't know what that's about, why they had to wait so long to give me a breathalyzer test. And that feels a little off to me that they did that, because I was not drunk when they pulled me over. I had one beer, and then that's it. Then I went home. But so they waited, and then they give me the breathalyzer test, and I'm like right at the limit. I'm at the like 0.01, and they is this my smoke shop? This is my smoke shop. Let me just go here real quick. Gotten my vape juice, and now I'm gonna go to my dad's house to install the handlebar riser. Okay, so what was I saying? I was telling you a story about when I got my DUI, which was entrapment. Oh, and I told you this. I was like just over the limit. I wasn't even over the limit. I was at the line. And then he says, well, you're being arrested. I said, well, am I gonna have to go to jail now? Like prison? What's gonna happen? What's the next step? And the officer said, well, you either have to get bailed out of jail or spend the night in like the Meriden prison cell, or I don't know. He told me I either have to bail myself out or spend the night in jail and then go to trial the next day. And I said, well, I don't have any money for bail. And he's like, well, can't you call a friend, family, your parents? And I said, my parents are in Rhode Island. They're not even home. And they don't have cell phones. And so my brother, I don't know where the heck he was. He wasn't around. And my friends, I went through the Rolodex of my friends. Luckily, I had a cell phone that had numbers in it to call. And I was sitting there in that jail for like at least an hour and a half just trying to reach somebody to bail me out of jail so I didn't have to stay the night. And the police officer, the guy who pulled me over, he was starting to get worried that I wouldn't find anybody to bail me out, because I didn't have a credit card on me, I didn't have any money, nothing. So he really thought that I was going to end up in jail. And he's like, just don't give up, keep calling, don't give up. And this guy was a real dick, let me tell you. He was like, I don't want to share his name, but he was not a good person. He was so horrible and mean, just very mean. So finally after, oh, look at this guy. Did that make you feel like a man? Well, I guess I am going slow. So anyway, finally my good friend Bree picked up the phone, and she's like, Melanie, where are you? What's wrong? And I said, I need help. I need to get bailed out of jail. And this is the same girl that I was at Callahan's with earlier. So luckily she came and she got me. But man, that was just a messed up situation. How awesome would it be to just get on the Spyder and go, just keep going and not stop, and end up in like Utah desert to see all those cool sand formations. I just think that would be so cool to just keep going and going and going. And someday I hope that'll happen, but right now I'm kind of stuck. But I do love this Spyder, and I bought it because I feel like I could have that little piece of freedom and adventure every day. Instead of going away on traveling for vacation, well, I don't really take vacations. When I travel, I really backpack it, and it's not a vacation. But when I could have went somewhere in the world like I normally do, but that's temporary, you know? I mean, you'll always have those memories, you take them with you for life, but at least this way, saving my money instead and buying a Spyder, I could have that little bit of adventure every day. It's not going to go away. Okay, everybody, I'm at my dad's house. Let me shut this stuff off. And so he likes guns. He likes to hunt deer. And we just used to have all this land, so much land, where you could camp out in the woods and be alone. And now there are all these condos popping up. And yeah, this used to be a nice, quiet, dead-end street, but now there's plenty of neighbors, and at least my dad won't be alone, you know. Whenever I come over here, I have to pick all his little vegetables in his garden that's like super overgrown. But there's some fresh tomatoes. Hey there, YouTube. So it turns out I have to go to the dealership and they have to loosen these bolts because they're like glued in there, unfortunately. So I'm gonna do that before they close. Alright, let's take a little ride. Let's just take a little drive into my backyard. This is my childhood backyard growing up. And I don't know if you could see it, but that is my that's my old playhouse. There's a whole bunch of garbage growing. I mean, there's a whole bunch of garbage inside of it, and there's nothing worth saving. I really don't think anything in there is worth saving. And this is our old chicken coop. And yeah, there's a skull of maybe a cow or a deer. So it's decorated pretty nicely. And I used to babysit over there. That's a story for another day. The day I got fired from babysitting. So right up here is China Dragon, best Chinese food in Cheshire. Of course they got in trouble for health reasons, but like almost every restaurant in Cheshire got in trouble. So whatever. And up here on the left, oh, I forgot the music was on. Dang it. Oh, okay, I'm going. Stop on red. Okay. So up here on the left is Rosini's Pizza, and I used to work there when I was 18 years old. And oh, I guess they're closed on Mondays, but it's a family-owned restaurant. They're a nice Italian family. Blackie's is coming up on our right. Now that little restaurant, it used to be known for their hot dogs and their relish. And I went there like 2 years ago, and I tell you what, they're just not good anymore. They don't toast their buns. I mean, what's the point of having a hot dog place? That's all you serve is hot dogs. And how could you not toast the bun or the roll? Like, how could you not butter it? And their hot dogs are just the small hot dogs that they're not even grilled. Like, it was like rubbery, microwavable hot dogs that you'd get at a school lunch cafeteria for 30 cents in the 1980s. Costco has some really awesome hot dogs. They're the best hot dogs ever. I have recently been to Frankie's in Waterbury, and Frankie's is next to Neil Donuts. Anyway, Frankie's hot dogs in Waterbury are very good. They all have all different kinds you can get. Like you can get them with jalapeno and cheddar cheese, or chili dog. Get it with steak on top. And it's famous because Barbara Bush ate there, and there's a little newspaper clipping of her eating at Frankie's in Waterbury. Where should I park? I don't know. Okay, let's shut her down. Hey there, YouTube. So I just had my handlebar risers installed, and that's 2 inches closer to me. I do feel a slight difference, but I'm not gonna feel a huge difference until I take another long trip. So I got this handlebar riser I got from Amazon, and it cost $99. It was either get this one, or they also have short reach handlebars, which are the actual handlebars that you have to have installed, and that gives an extra, I think, 2 inches also. So I just thought getting this riser was a lot more economical and easier to install. What a beautiful day. It is very humid out. Like, my neck is sweating and my hair is all wet, but it's still really nice out. You would have never known it rained 10 inches yesterday, because Connecticut seems to really Connecticut's kind of made for rainy days. The soil is already saturated, so it doesn't flood too bad. It's the drier places that aren't used to the rain that they flood, because the ground doesn't suck up the water like Connecticut. My next accessory is going to be a backrest, and I should be getting it today. I got an email saying that my backrest is going to arrive today, and I really hope I could install the backrest myself, because I don't want to go back to the dealership and say, hey guys, you mind doing this too? You know, I don't want to, they didn't charge me for that, so I'll feel really bad to just keep going back there asking them to install stuff. It was really nice of them. I did end up buying a shirt, so that makes up for it. I don't like taking advantage of people, because I have been taken advantage of when I was younger, because I didn't know how to say no to people. Something else you guys should know about me is I am a fan of video games, particularly RPG video games, and I have a PlayStation 5. The last game I played was, what was it? Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and that was a very, very good video game. It had everything that I loved. It was open world, and you get to level up, and there was a really good story. There's a few stories. There were actually so many stories that I beat the game without doing all the little side quests, which you know, there's just so many of them. But it's such a good game, and I haven't played now for maybe 2 months, and this is a nice day. You know, I got all my chores done, and now I could just go home and veg out. But I'm like feeling very exhilarated from riding Vhagar, that I don't want to just sit and watch TV. I'm one of those people that have to be doing stuff. I am always doing stuff, and video games are the perfect thing to be doing something without actually doing anything. You know what I mean? Like with TV, you just sit and watch. But with video games, you're engaged. I just love them. I love them so much. And I'm a member of the PlayStation Network, so I get a bunch of free video games. And I mean, I feel bad for all the video game stores that, like GameStop, because of things like PlayStation Network that offers free games to people. There's no need for GameStop anymore. One of my absolutely favorite things to do when I was younger is I used to go to the mall. I used to buy a Panda Express orange chicken with 2 sides, some noodles, and right across from the food court was GameStop. And I'd go to GameStop and pick up a new video game, and I'd go home and I'd just have a ball. That was like my absolute favorite thing to do when I was younger. Panda Express and a video game. And it's so sad now going to the mall and seeing it empty. It's very upsetting. The Meriden Mall. I grew up there practically, and now I mean, I don't know how it's hanging on, but Panda Express isn't there anymore. GameStop isn't there anymore. So even if I wanted to do these things, I can't. Alright, so I'm going to end the video here, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye y'all. Bye YouTube. Real quick, I just want to add one last thing. This trike, I feel like it's sort of a gateway into two-wheeled motorcycles. Because once you ride this and you feel how easy and comfortable it is, then you look at two-wheeled motorcycles a little bit differently. Like, oh, they're not so bad after all. I can do this, I can handle this, as long as I'm careful, as long as I don't drive like a crazy person. And I can understand why some people drive like a crazy person. It's because it's fun. Like, you want to go fast, you feel safe, and it's exhilarating. So I totally get that. But I mean, I still really like the 3 wheels because just the fact that I don't have to hold it up or balance it, and there's so much storage, and I always take Liz on rides with me, and I don't even know she's back there. You know, there's no difference in the way it rides, and it's very safe to have a passenger. So two-wheel is great, like if it was just me, and I didn't want to take it across the country, but I do want to take this across the country, and so I need a lot of luggage space, and I want to take Liz across the country with me. So this is a better deal, you know, to get 3 wheels instead of 2. So yeah, I'll just end on that. Okay. Yep. See you later. Bye, YouTube.